The power of bunker buster that killed Khamenei. There's a bomb Kim Jong-un, North Korean leader, fears most. It is the bunker buster. It is the bunker buster that killed Iran's supreme leader, Khamenei. Khamenei's underground bunker is located 20 to 60 meters deep in bedrock, yet the bunker buster penetrated it. What is the true power of the bomb designed to reach leaders who believe they are untouchable underground? A bunker is not just a room below ground. At the strategic level, hardened underground facilities are engineered to survive conventional bombardment. They are buried dozens of meters beneath earth, rock, and reinforced concrete. Some are constructed under mountains because solid granite can absorb and deflect shock waves. The deeper the structure, the more energy a bomb must retain after impact in order to penetrate and detonate inside it. The GBU-57 bunker buster weighs 13.6 tons, is 6.2 meters long, and contains 2.4 tons of explosives. The fearsome thing isn't the explosive weight, but the kinetic energy. When a bomber drops a bunker buster from a high altitude, it reaches incredible speeds due to gravitational acceleration. The energy generated when the bunker buster impacts the ground is designed to penetrate 60 meters of reinforced concrete. This is where bunker buster munitions change the equation. Unlike standard high explosive bombs that detonate on or above the surface to maximize blast radius, bunker busters are engineered for delayed destruction. They are long, dense, hardened penetrators. The casing is typically forged from hardened steel, sometimes repurposed artillery barrels, designed to remain intact while punching through layers of soil, reinforced concrete, or rock before exploding. The faster and heavier the bomb, the greater the penetration force. When dropped from high altitude, gravity accelerates the weapon to enormous speeds before impact, converting potential energy into devastating kinetic energy concentrated onto a hardened nose. But the real terror begins after penetration. The explosion occurs underground. While an above-ground explosion dissipates the explosive energy into the air, an underground explosion traps the explosive energy in the soil and bedrock. This means the shockwave cannot escape upward and is reflected in all directions. In confined underground spaces, explosive pressure is greatly amplified. Shockwaves transmitted through the ground and internally reflected waves cause underground bunkers to collapse from the inside. A bunker buster is a bomb that renders even those hidden deep underground useless. The bomb's penetration is more terrifying than its detonation. This confinement effect dramatically increases lethality. Underground explosions generate intense compressive shock waves that travel through soil and rock as seismic waves. These shock waves can cause structural collapse even if the bomb does not detonate directly inside the main chamber. Reinforced concrete can crack, support columns can shear, ventilation shafts can collapse. The oxygen supply can vanish within seconds. To understand the scale, consider TNT equivalents. A large bunker buster may carry several hundred kilograms of high explosive. When converted to TNT equivalent yield, that can approach or exceed the destructive power of thousands of kilograms of TNT. The underground detonation creates a rapid pressure spike, followed by a vacuum effect as gases expand and contract. This can cause both crushing overpressure and structural implosion. In confined environments, overpressure waves deflect off walls repeatedly, compounding internal damage. There's also the seismic component. Underground detonations generate measurable ground motion similar to small earthquakes. Sensitive seismographs around the world can detect such blasts. The deeper the detonation, the more energy couples into the ground rather than the air. That means more destructive force transmitted directly into foundations and subterranean cavities. Why is this strategically significant? Because underground leadership bunkers exist precisely to guarantee regime survival during wartime. The logic of hardened underground facilities is continuity of command. A state can endure the loss of surface infrastructure, but if command and control survive underground, retaliation remains possible. A bunker buster is therefore not merely a bomb. It is a message. It signals that depth is no longer immunity. Military planners see bunker busters as tools of deterrence and escalation control. By holding hardened targets at risk, they undermine the psychological security of leadership. If a leader believes he is invulnerable underground, he may calculate more aggressively. If that belief is shattered, strategic behavior can change dramatically. There's also the psychological dimension. Surface explosions are visible spectacles. Underground penetrations are different. They are silent until impact. The ground absorbs the violence. Then comes a dull, seismic thud, and structures collapse from within. It is less cinematic, but often more decisive. Survivability in underground facilities depends not only on blast resistance, but on air systems, structural redundancy, and emergency exit routes. If those systems fail, survival time can shrink to minutes. Reports have speculated about the depth of certain high-value bunkers, sometimes estimated to 30 to 60 meters below ground, often reinforced by thick concrete and protected by surrounding rock. From a purely scientific perspective, the destructive chain unfolds in stages. First, kinetic penetration fractures surface layers. Second, delayed fuse timing ensures detonation after sufficient penetration depth. Third, the explosive converts solid material into high-pressure gas almost instantaneously, generating temperatures of thousands of degrees Celsius. Fourth, confined overpressure crushes internal structures. Finally, seismic waves propagate outward, potentially damaging adjacent chambers. In warfare, underground sanctuaries once symbolized last refuge. Today, they represent targets of engineering competition. Each meter of added depth demands heavier penetrators and more precise delivery systems. Each thicker layer of reinforced concrete invites denser steel casings and smarter fuse timing. The terrifying reality is not only the size of the bomb, but the precision. Modern guided bunker busters can strike within meters of designated coordinates. This precision ensures maximum kinetic energy is delivered exactly where structural vulnerability exists. It is not indiscriminate devastation, it is calculated penetration. And this is why discussions about bunker busters send shockwaves far beyond the battlefield. They raise fundamental questions about escalation. If underground leadership facilities are no longer safe, deterrence stability becomes more fragile. Leaders may fear decapitation strikes. That fear can either accelerate aggression or it restrains it. In the end, the true power of a bunker buster is not measured in tons of TNT equivalent or meters of concrete penetration. It is measured in the collapse of certainty. It erodes the belief that depth guarantees survival. There's nowhere left to hide.